I recently did a video on Tai Lung speaking on why he's my favorite villain of DreamWorks and of Kung Fu Panda, and a lot of comments didn't like what I said. People were meat writing this parakeet looking ass thing, but nevertheless, I never denied Shen of being counted as a good villain. I believe that he is one of the best and very close second villains to Tai Lung in the DreamWorks arsenal. I can only describe Shen in two words: pure evil. Shen is a character that was shown to be strong, confident, and calculated, which DreamWorks pulled off splendidly in Kung Fu Panda 2. And today, that's what the video is going to be about, talking about this absolute monster of a villain that is second to Tai Lung in my opinion. Kung Fu Panda 2 already has Po as being the dragon warrior and the savior of the village along with the Furious Five. This film more talks about Po's backstory and how he's adopted because, look at him, his dad's a goose. How did he not get through that? Po is shown to have been just left on the goose's back door, and the goose taking Po in as his own, and there being no explanation for why that was in a radish box. But homie was dommy thick back in the day when the goose found him. And it shows a real wholesome story of how the goose took after Po and decided to take him in and show true love to a child that wasn't even his. So wholesome. But back to the real reason why you clicked on this video. Shen's backstory is revealed to us at the start of the movie, showing how Shen was destined to be defeated by a warrior of black and white, a panda. And in order for Shen to get what he so desperately desired, which was power and rule over China, he slaughtered an entire panda village, or so he thought he did. After pillaging this village, he thought that the prophecy would not come true, flaunting his victory of evading his future to his parents, with his parents becoming scared of who he was becoming, and banished him from the land for who and what he was. The character of Shen is very egotistical, selfish, prideful, and also very narcissistic, as we see by interactions with characters such as the wolf leader, Master Rhino, Po, and the goat. I don't know what her name is, I'm sorry. His pridefulness is shown by his entering of a palace where his family lived, knocking down guards and walking through anyone that stands in his way for him to get what is rightfully his. A bit like how Tai Lung also desires the Dragon Scroll and considers it to be rightfully his. Shen also insults and fights the Kung Fu warriors before he displays the weapon to all of them, killing Master Rhino, in order to show the power that he has obtained over his years of being banished.
What's in the box, Shen?
You want to see? It's a gift. Oh, it's your parting gift, in that it will part you. Part of you here, part of you there, and part of you way over there, staining the wall.
This display of selfishness and arrogance is shown in the form of Shen also being a peacock, an animal that displays its feathers to show off to its mates and impress other peacocks, and the peacock with the best feathers is the victor. This symbolism that is shown in the movie is displayed frequently by Shen, showing and flaunting his feathers to anybody that stands in his way to show his pure beauty. This narcissism is perpetuated by his forever goal to rule China and his drive to defeat anyone in his path. This is shown when entering Gongman City after I don't know how many years of being banished. He talks down to the Kung Fu masters.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Now we've got the pleasantries out of the way, please leave my house.
Your house?
Yes, didn't you see the peacock on the front door?
This change of tone of the scene makes Shen seem more powerful, even though we have not been shown the Kung Fu warriors' skills yet on either side. This is also shown as we see Shen slaughter the entire village of pandas in order to prevent his prophecy that was told about him, because bro really said, I ain't reading all that, and charged through killing every single panda to prove the goat wrong. Spoiler alert, homie didn't kill every panda and homie got defeated. Shen also displays this in many other subtle ways, like moving his cloak out of the way from being dirty and getting mad at the goat for biting it, showing his rage when his appearance is altered in the way that he does not intend it to, ruining his beauty. Shen displays some form of PTSD that Po has, which is shown by the symbol on the back of Shen's feathers, as it brings back memories of his actual parents which Po knows little about and desires to know what happened to them. This symbol, when displayed to Po, completely neutralizes him and causes him to have almost like a stunned effect. This also shows Shen's power over Po in any confrontation, as telling the audience that he holds the secrets that Po doesn't know, making him more knowledgeable and therefore more intimidating. This knowledge that Shen has over Po has Shen always seen as having the upper hand, and Po showing mercy to Shen as he desires to know what happened to his parents, as Shen knows what truly happened. This is accentuated by one line that Shen says to Po, stating, "Your parents never loved you."
Oh, you want to know so badly. You think knowing will heal you, huh? Fill some crater in your soul. Well, here's your answer. Your parents didn't love you.
This forever torment that Shen has planted into the mind of Po stays with him and clouds his judgment, making him more vulnerable to Shen himself, with Shen almost playing with his food as he tries to break the psyche of Po before any form of physical combat ensues. This making Shen stand out over all the other villains, as his battle with Po is just as much of the mind as it is of the body. Shen is much more of an unknown villain to us as viewers, as the so-called weapon that he possesses, as it is talked about with everyone meeting their end when encountering this weapon. The sense of fear is also developed by seeing Master Croc and Master Ox locked up in the prison by choice when they have the ability to escape. But after seeing the horrible fallout of the weapon to Master Rhino, who was their master, they choose to step down and not fight, saying that they would rather rot in a cell than to fight Shen again. This displays to the audience that Shen is a villain unlike anyone in the Kung Fu world has ever seen. The ending of Shen is very sad, with him and Po having a conversation before his demise, Shen being in disbelief that Po was able to find peace after being, as Shen called it, scarred for life, with Shen having gone under the same hardship of being banished and thought of as unwanted by his parents. You can see in an earlier clip where Shen realizes that his parents also loved him, but out of pure hatred, he neglects those thoughts in order to believe that he was truly wronged. When Shen is about to be crushed by the cannon, we can see him close his eyes and almost come to terms with his death, and seeing it as being the only way out of his hatred that he possessed for so long in his life. I've always considered the villain of Shen pivotal for the character development of Po, which is why I don't put him above Tai Lung, as he's more relied on to reveal Po's backstory than he is as an actual character. But DreamWorks absolutely nailed him, with many people being of the opinion that he is the greatest villain of all animation, which is completely cool. I'm alright with that opinion. I just hate those meat writers that hate you for having another opinion than them. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want me to complete the trilogy and do a video on Kai in the comments down below. But until then, see ya.